1,300 subscribers. That's how much we already are now. We're getting close to 1,400. You know, when you start a YouTube channel, you're building it, you might not want to get to 100,000 subscribers or a million subscribers, but you sure like to see the growth. For me personally, I feel like a lot of times I get stuck in this place where I only want to get more, and I forget to actually enjoy what I have in a particular moment. And right now, I'm choosing to enjoy the fact that 1,300 people have clicked on the subscribe button. If this is the first time you're seeing me, you'll probably be like, what is this guy talking about? I completely understand. My name is Kamga, and on this channel, I do essays, reviews, and reactions like this one. This particular video today really ties in what I'm just talking about because this is someone that I found who I think we're on the same wavelength. She's a creative, she's a storyteller, she's someone that really inspired me the first time I saw her very first video, and this is the very first video. Now, the cool thing is, I didn't have to do this video right now, but someone in the comment section actually left this really cool comment saying something here, saying, what does it get to say? I can't even read my screen. Hey, Kamga, can you do a reaction to Korty? Actually, the person said Korty, but I knew exactly who they meant because this was like a sign from heaven that I need to do a reaction to Korty. So who the hell is Korty? You've probably never heard about Korty. If you have, you know exactly what's about to happen right here. I'm about to put the very first video that I watched. This video blew my mind. This video has had, let me just share my screen here real quick. This video has had so far, what? 100, almost 200,000 subscribers. Like it's getting close to 200,000 views, sorry. And she is at 34,000 subscribers, almost 35,000 subscribers. And my personal prediction is that Korty is going to reach 100,000 subscribers before people realize it. Like, if you didn't know, if you're watching my channel and you're one of the 1,300 people who've clicked here, trust me, you want to stick around and figure out who this lady is and why she's so interesting. I'm just excited thinking about the video and thinking about how you're going to discover this person and how you're going to thank me in the future for bringing you cool people like Korty right here. So I have already watched the video. I'm worried about the music in the video, about this video not being monetized, or I cannot monetize it. I mean, I'm not even monetized. So one of the other things too that is, man, I can't help but talk about my excitement for this particular video is that Korty really captures the idea of what it means to be a creative from Africa. But let me not get ahead of myself, all right? Let me not get ahead of myself. Let's watch the video. I've already watched the video, but I wanted to share this video with you because I really think that Korty is right now still underrated, and the earlier you jump on that ship, the better for you. So let's jump right straight into the video. And for the person who left me the comment, sorry, I didn't thank you yet. That was Thee. Thank you so much for making this recommendation. It was like a light bulb moment for me, like, yes, somebody else knows who Korty is, and I think it's high time I brought her to my, community right here. I don't think it's a small community. I almost said small in my head, and I realized the whole comparison thing. So again, thank you for the comment, and thank you for sticking around and watching this video. This channel, my channel, I'm working on it. I'm so excited for the growth so far, and I'm looking forward to growing more, and I'm very grateful for you guys. So let's not waste your time and figure out who the hell is making me so excited.
This month is the first month in almost 2 years that I have gone without feeling any form of anxiety. I just feel at peace. And it's crazy, right? Because I have quit my job and I'm about to be broke.
So there's the thing. When I watched this video first, you know me. If you've watched my reactions, I cannot help it. I just can't. When I watched the video first and I saw this title, I moved out of my parents' house. Now I'm jobless at 22. I was like, what? And then it wasn't, it wasn't a white boy or a white girl. Like, it wasn't a Caucasian human saying this. Like, I tend to see these titles from people who are in Germany or Europe or America. Like, yeah, they moved out of their house, at 22, because technically when I think about people doing things this early, 22, I'm calling it early because in Africa, even when you're 25, even when you're 30, you're still considered a child. Like, basically, you're like, yeah, you should not be getting out of the house. You should not be doing, like, I know people who are still fighting to leave their parents' homes right now, and they're able to pay their bills, but their parents treat them like children. So when I saw this title and I saw that it was an African, I was blown away. I was like, okay, I need to watch this. I really need. And the algorithm recommended it to me. So let's go into the video. Korty, 22, jobless, happy. I was like, all right, this is the intro. Let's see what is. And one other thing too is that Korty reminds me of a friend. I'm going to talk about her later on inside here.
I think 22 is a very weird age. To 16-year-olds, you're very old.
Oh my god, you're 22? Oh my god.
But to like 30-year-olds, people who are like in their late 20s, you're still young and,
This is the moment that I knew that this was not going to be a typical, chit-chat rant video. B-roll is important, right? B-roll is important when telling a story, especially when I'm telling a visual story. I've done a lot of sit-downs on my channel, and I know that when I sit down and talk for too long, it gets really boring. Like, we just can't handle it as human beings. When I saw this, for some reason, I just felt like this lady knows what she's doing. Like, it was just part of me, like, she knows what she's doing on this. She knows what she's doing. Like, she knows what she's doing.
oh my God, you should relax. You're doing so well for your age. But I think that 21 to 25 is just dicey age. I'm so scared of turning 25, man. I'm so scared. So I'm going to tell a little story. My family house is in Ibadan. My parents live in Ibadan. Ibadan is in Nigeria. For people who don't live in Nigeria, it's a small town.
I would love to know how to do this thing. I've seen Casey and I start do these kind of things really well. And seriously, I'm yet to find something that Korty is doing that I don't like. And I know this is it's not even up to a minute already in the video. And I'm already showing you things that I like about her. The animations, the B-roll. And she's like, I'm going to tell you a story. My parents live in Ibadan. And she's using the image to support the story. I'm like, that's just cool.
But it's got like a lot of people. So I left Ibadan right after university and I came to Lagos. My mom was okay with me coming to Lagos, but like my dad wasn't really like.
And you see the way she used the background. She zoomed in, used the wall to make the illustration and comes back in. And I've watched other videos, so I've seen her she uses the environment really well to make her points, to tell her story. She includes everything, and I feel like everything is intentional, right? So it's really cool to see this happen. I'm watching for the second time again. Yes, if you don't like my reactions, I totally understand. I'm putting a link, of course, where you can watch the full video unedited on Korty's channel, and I highly recommend you subscribe to her channel because I know she's going to blow up because she's that good. So let's get into the video.
Comfortable with it, so I just dipped and I came to Lagos. And to be honest, I came because I got a job.
And this is another thing that I failed to mention that you probably have noticed by now. She doesn't care. Like in Cameroon or most Africa, she looks like the kind of person who will do what she wants, whether you think what of her. Like, I don't know what her personal life is like. I have no idea. From just her people, whenever you turn on the camera, right? For me, I had to take a shower, I had to comb my hair, I had to try to trim my beard and look presentable somewhat. Like, I think everybody tries to look their best when they know that people are going to watch them. Like, when the camera is on, you want to look your best. I am not saying that this is not her best, but her body language, her ease, it's like she's very, very comfortable with where she is and who she is. Just from this, like I'm saying, I don't know her personally, I don't know her story, but from what I'm seeing, I think she's the kind of person who would sit and be fine no matter the circumstances in which she is. But then she's a human being, so I'm sure there are other times that are different. But that's what I see from just her hand in her shirt. She's just like, hey, I'm just chilling, bro. Like, I don't care about your feelings. If you have a problem, that's your problem.
Offer at a company called Zekoko. And to be honest, I came because I got a job offer at a company called Zekoko. I was writing for them. Even though I didn't want to be a writer. I've never written anything in my.
And this is another part. Like, she was writing, she didn't want to be a writer. I'm like, oh, she does some writing work. And did you see the Zikoko on the wall? Let me just rewind that a little bit. Like, how she edited that, the fade in and out in the same spot. Like,
writing for them. Even though I didn't want to be a writer. I've never written anything in my life. Like, I'm not a writer. I didn't like it. But I didn't mind it. Why not? Like, let's do it. I was ready to just learn about it, and I was doing that, right? But after a while, I'm like, fuck this shit. I want to make videos. I came here to make videos, right? I just started making videos. I just started. That was where I learned most of the editing I know, and I learned it by myself because I had an unlimited access to the internet. I didn't have a lot of that in Ibadan. I was living with my aunts in Lagos. They were taking good care of me. They cared about me. They showed me love, but it was very restrictive. And
sounds like every single African family that I know. Like, you go somewhere to go to school and you're like, oh yeah, I'm out of the house. I'm not with my parents anymore, but you're with your uncles, and your uncles probably even treat you harsher than your parents. Like, I think that relatability. I saw another YouTuber making a video about her. I didn't watch the whole video, but in the chapters I saw, the relatability. Now I understand what she meant by relatability, because a lot of what Korty is talking about, nearly every single person who is an African, who was grown up in the continent, who lived there, can relate to doing a job that you have to do just because it's what you have to do, staying with relatives because you're in this town, and then not really liking the way you're treated because they think that because you're under their home, they have to set all these rules and all these restrictions and all that stuff. Like, that aspect of relatability pops off in a lot of Korty's content. And I think that might be the main reason why she actually, pops off and grows and blows up on the channel, on the platform.
In less than a year, I was able to figure out a scheme to move out of the house, which is just save aggressively for an apartment, my friend and I, and we did that. But then the apartment we got, oh my goodness, it was so terrible. It was so bad. I don't even want to, I'm having PTSD just talking about it right now. Yeah, so as Zikoko, people knew me, people started to see my work, and I was doing my own personal work on it.
You see that one? You see that? This is one of those, those details that I'm like, man, she's very intentional what she does. She's really meaning. She does what she's intentional. That's really just the word.
Side, like personal videos on the side, and I did very well there. I got promoted a couple of times. I was given projects that, like, I guess at the time I didn't think I was equipped enough to handle. Even though I handled it, but like it kind of broke me because I just wasn't ready for it. But after about a year and a half, I kind of got like a little overwhelmed, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm leaving, and I left.
I just got overwhelmed. I'm leaving, and I left. I don't think that's exactly how it happened. I feel like when we tell stories, right, as human beings, we cannot help but just bridge the gap and summarize. I don't think we can tell all the details, because I'm sure a lot more happened. That she looks like the kind of person who really thinks about what she does. So I feel like, although she says that may not be exactly how things went down, but I don't know. So 2018, 2019, end of my first real job at Zikoko.
This is 2020, January. I started working at Empower Africa. Empower Africa is owned by Mr. Easy. Mr. Easy is one of the biggest Nigerian artists. It was a big deal for me. It was a really big deal for me. Working there as a content lead, which means I was working on directing videos, creating shows, producing stuff. The vision that Easy had.
One thing that I have to say, I think I need to bring on my screen here. I just realized in 2020, she's 22, and she's working as a content lead in this company created by an artist, a musician. I don't know if Mr. Easy is a musician. I think he is. I'm just thinking about the fact that I don't know how many 22-year-old Cameroonians who might get this kind of positions, or maybe they are. I mean, personally, like, I know this whole YouTube video thing makes it sound like I'm speaking for all Cameroonians. I'm not. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know many 22-year-olds who can boast this kind of work experience, because when I was 22, I was restarting university for the third time. I started university 2008. I was 18. Dropped out of biochemistry, then medical laboratory science. Dropped out of that when I was 22 and started journalism. So she's 22 and she's already on her second job. First time she would work as a writer. Now she's doing content lead. I'm like, how many people can boast of this kind of experience? Just something that just crossed my mind right now about how different, I don't say Nigeria, but how people can have different experiences even within the same country or the same continent. Somebody can tell you that they got their first job when they were 25, and this is someone here clearly stating that she got, by 22, she had a lot of experience as a content creator in two different companies. So I think that's pretty cool.
It was kind of big, and I wasn't sure if I could pull it off. Then sometimes I'll just text him like, do you think I can do this thing? And then he'll say, Korty, if I didn't think you could do this thing, I wouldn't have hired you. He pushed me, and he was so particular about the quality of work I was putting out. What I learned in Zikoko was how to edit videos properly, how to tell stories, but I wasn't equipped enough to create quality content. Like, Easy paid for a course for me, and I learned a lot of things.
Well, something I noticed too about Korty, not just about her videos, but generally speaking, she was willing to learn. She learned how to edit by herself. She did work even when she wasn't qualified for it. Like the whole content writing thing, she was like, I don't want to be a writer, but I'm going to learn how to do it. She's learned how to do edit videos, and now she's working with somebody. She still has self-doubt. Like, she's calling Mr. Easy and saying things like, I don't think I can. Do you think I can do it? And like, oh yes. And then now she's taking a course to get better at editing. So I'm seeing someone here who has so many aspects of the growth mindset which almost explain why she was able to get this kind of jobs when she was younger. Like it makes so much sense that she's going to be as big as I think that she's going to be, because her trajectory shows that she doesn't waste opportunities. She takes them, she learns. Even when she doubts, she gets reinforcement from the people who've picked her, and she picks herself as well. And you'll notice this in a lot of her videos where she pushes through against things that normally most people are going to give up. And I think that's part of what attracts me to her content, because there are aspects of me that I feel like, all right, I want to do this whole YouTube thing. I would love to create for a living. I would want to have 1 million subscribers. But some days I wake up and I just don't want to create, and I just don't want to do things. I need to get that, sense of reinforcement. Like, can I really do this? Do I really have what it takes? And having someone to point it out, or being able to motivate yourself internally to learn and grow, it's a really cool thing. And I think that was just like a random side rant, because she reminds me a lot of people in my life who have been there and showed up at times when I was like feeling doubt and feeling fear and those kind of feelings. And that's really cool to have those people. Yeah. I thought I'd put my big screen, but I hadn't. So let's just carry on.
It's like just from like taking that course, and I learned a lot about production. I literally went into, they pushed me into the wild, like just go and do your thing. I didn't know a lot about cameras. I didn't know a lot about like lights. I still don't know that much, if I'm very honest with you. But I know a lot more than I thought I would have known by now. The first production I did, I got a bonus, right? Just because like, oh, you handled it yourself. Shout out to you. But I was bored after a while. I got bored. Like I worked at 2 startups. It's not easy. That's just the truth. People that run startups, I really respect you guys from the bottom of.
You see, she got bored. If there's anything, like I told you a little bit earlier about my restarting university and college and all that stuff, it's easy for people who have, I don't know, I feel like it's easy for creative people to get bored. Personally, I hardly get bored. I just get very exhausted because I don't get to do the things I want to do. But I can see how when you're not doing work that stimulates you in a particular direction and you know the thing that you want to do, it's easy to get bored. Like I can see that happening.
On my heart, I've quit my job. There's no fear in my heart. There's no doubt that, look, if you just believe that you can do something right and focus on that thing and try to focus on that thing alone and put in the amount of work that you put in at this company to your own work, you will do pretty well. I'm not somebody who takes risks. I'm not. So this is like the first major risk I'm taking in my life. I'm a supporter of quitting your job with a plan. Like if you're quitting your job, know where you're going to. But here I am, quitting my job, not knowing where I'm going to except YouTube. And I feel like it's such a stupid risk, man. But I'm so happy. It doesn't make sense.
This is what I personally, let me put this thing up. I personally relate to what Korty is saying here, because I know inside my heart that if I could pick any job, it will be a job that requires me to create on a daily basis till the day I die. I don't want to retire. I want to tell stories, whether it's writing, podcast, video, whatever it is. I really think that creativity, freedom is such a power. Like I think I've been trying to work on my values, and I realized that 2 things. It's still a list of like, what are my values? Like personal values. There's freedom. Like freedom of action, be able to do what you want. Agency, the freedom to do, like, all right, I want to do this thing, let me do it. I want to go to this place, let me go there. Freedom is one of my values. The next one, actually, I think creativity first, even. The ability to think on your feet and come up with stories. So when she's talking about quitting her job and wanting to do YouTube and having no plan, I'm like, I know exactly what you mean, because I have considered it so many times and had to weigh the pros and the cons. And now it's 9:41 p.m. and I'm recording this because I realized that there is no other way around it. Like she said, you put the work that you're going to put in your job in the YouTube, and you work because what other choice do you have? I can't quit my job. I like the people I work with and it pays my bills. So the other option is for me to work hard. That's it. That's why for every single person who subscribes, every single person who leaves a comment, I always go and read and comment and respond. For me, you have no idea how much joy it brings for me to see my subscriber count increasing and going closer to the goals of getting 100,000 subscribers on the channel. It's huge. Being a creative in this 2021, in this world, is such a burden, because not only can you live overnight and get like all these people following you and all this money and all this sponsorship, but you can spend your whole life and get no recognition. And the only person who can decide whether you're going to be happy with either way or either of those, paths is you. But this is not a TED Talk, so let's go back to Korty. And if you like what you're seeing with Korty's videos, I really recommend go down. Link is in the description, and in the first comment you will see her video. Watch it, and I think by the end of that video you will decide that you like this lady enough to subscribe to her channel.
I hope I don't regret this. But I'm so happy. It doesn't make sense. I hope I don't regret this. And if I do, find something else and try not to regret that. And if I regret that, find something else and try not to regret it. If I regret that, I won't stop. I never stop. I can pause, but I don't think I've ever stopped in my life. So I don't think I will stop now.
This, what she just said here, I'm like, I wish everybody could internalize this. Like, never stop. You can pause, you can take a break, you can cry, you can stay, you can be sad, you can take some time off, but never stop. It's so powerful to have the mentality of, you're going to fail, you're going to have mistakes, you're going to make things that don't work out, but never stop. Just never stop.
I got really tired of the house I was staying. I started to look for new houses. This was the longest hunt I've ever been on. House hunting in Lagos is hard. It's so hard. But the house I'm currently in, I got it on fiber.ng. I'm going to put a link in the description. I don't even know why, but I'm going to put a link in the description because I think it was really seamless. It was really seamless actually getting this house. And they don't pay me money. They're not asking me to advertise for them, but I really think that it was very easy. And I feel like this house is also part of the reason why my anxiety has dropped a lot, because I feel like I'm in a comfortable space now, in a decent space. That took me a year and a half, being in Lagos to achieve. Also, when I moved into this place, I had nothing. And then Taylor is a brand that makes furniture. They called me and they're like, hey, we want to give you a table and chair. And I told them, I'm not an influencer. I'm probably not going to do anything with this table. And they're like, yeah, we just want you to have it because we respect what you're doing. We see the work you put in.
I said, Cameroonian, furniture makers, my question to you is, do you actually watch YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever and see people who are putting in the work and reaching out to them to get your work? Gary Vee talks about I think it's a $1.80 thing. It's about leaving messages, but influencer marketing is still underrated. For all the people who are still watching this right at this particular point, if you're still watching this, just go to the comment section and let me know who your favorite African YouTuber is. This is one thing I'm trying to find out. A lot of the videos I want to react. I want to go to actual African creators and not, I want to say put the spotlight. My spotlight is still, relatively small, but I do think that with time is going to get there. Let's talk more about how we have people like Korty, people like Tayo Aina, people like Displore, people like Wodemaya, who are making a positive impact using this tool called the internet. And why we are not yet bridging the gap between these people online and people who have, physical products. The point I'm trying to make is that I'm seeing here somebody reached out to this creative, and hey, here's something for you because you were seeing your work. Can you imagine how encouraging that would be for a Cameroonian creator to say, this company called me and said they've seen my videos and they like it and they wanted me to just have this. The fact is, here's the thing. Look at what just happened. The company did not pay her anything, but she's talking about them. I would never known about Taylor in Nigeria, but what if I go to Nigeria and I need to get furniture? Do you think I'm going to search on Google and be like, wait, actually, Korty talk about this place where she got her furniture? Clearly, at this particular point by now, you should know that I like her content and I like what I'm seeing. Why would I go and find somebody else, whereas somebody that I like has recommended a product that she likes?
That made me feel very good. Now, this is going to seem like I'm trying to advertise their product because, yes, that's why they give people stuff, but I'm not. I didn't have anything in this house. I had nothing. I just had that table and that chair. It was something I really needed at that point, and it really helped me because, Bro, I ate on that table, I read on that table, I worked on that table, I sometimes slept under the table just to think, you know. It sounds ridiculous now, and also it was at a point where I was very sad. I was just confused. Like,
Oh man.
was getting this house even worth it? Like, thank you very much, Taylor. I hope that people buy a lot of stuff from you, and I hope you make so much money in your life, and I hope that you make more beautiful stuff. I haven't set up properly, but like, it's a gradual process that I'm enjoying. I had my sister over, my younger sister. She was really helpful. Yeah, I liked her. I liked having her around, actually. She was really helpful. We fixed my curtain. We did a lot of things together. I wake up, I water my plants, I take walks sometimes. I love the sky these days. Hey, the sky is so beautiful. It feels...
She reminds me of Leslie, my friend Leslie. There's just, I'll talk about her at the end of the video right now. Let's just carry on.
It's like I'm closer to the sky, you know. Also, like, since I moved in, I have had games nights. I've had people come over.
Oh,
These
man,
are things
I
I
miss
couldn't
these.
do at any point in my life before. So it's so important to me that I can do these simple things now. It kind of calms me. Yeah, so. And I really am not accommodating anyone who is trying to increase my anxiety in any form right now, because
Boundaries. Like, I cannot help but see somebody who, at such a young age, has a very good idea of who she is, what she wants, and what it would take to get there. Yeah.
like, I just want peace, man. I just want happiness, and I want to be able to move at my pace. I've never fully tried to focus on my work. I've always had to learn how to balance things. And I just, for once, maybe want to focus on my own work and see how that turns out. A lot of people ask me, so what's next? So what's next? I don't know. Really, I don't know. I know exactly what I'd like to do, and I'm going to do it, but I don't know if that is what is next for me. Like, I'm not looking at it as, oh, my next step. I'm just looking at it as, finally, I probably will get to do what I want to do at my own pace. A factor that might fuck me up is money, but again, I will figure it out. I have figured things out in the past. I am a figure-outer.
I laughed out loud at this part when I heard it the first time. Let me just replay a little bit.
Again, I will figure it out. I have figured things out in the past. I am a figure-outer.
Figure-outer.
Whatever that means, I will figure it out. My YouTube is not monetized yet because...
This was, by the way, this was November 2020. This is just a couple of months back. It wasn't monetized yet, but I think she's monetized now. And also, I'm not monetized yet, but I should be monetized soon. If you keep watching and commenting and liking the video, like the video if you like it, by the way.
I still want to be able to use music that I really love on my videos. I think vlogging is very tricky because it's a lot of your life you're putting out there. But I'm kind of a public person. Like, I like to talk about my life. I don't think I'll hide anything. People that know me know a lot about me. People that don't know me also know a lot about me. And I don't mind it. That's my story. You know, I've quit my job. I have a little house. And I'm 22. You know, hoping to be rich as fuck before 25. I would try to post videos every Saturday. You know, I can't take YouTube seriously now because I don't. I'm a playful. If I've ever said subscribe to my channel, this is the first time I'm genuinely meaning it, because now I'm really about to be like fully on YouTube because I don't have a job. So YouTube is my new job.
Oh man.
Do you have a car?
I'm going
Do
to
you have a clean
watch.
driving record?
I'm going to
Did
watch
you
the
know you
ad
can
for.
pay as
Wait,
low as
if I watch the ad,
$19 a month
is
in
this
car
ad
insurance?
going to be
How about you
part
ask?
of
It's super
the video?
easy.
I actually want to watch
Click
the ad
below,
because I'm
enter
like,
your zip
hey,
code,
listen,
fill
I want
basic
to
information,
support
and you'll have the
Korty.
cheapest car
So
insurance
right
quote
now I'm going
in
to talk
less
on top of
than
the ad
60
because I don't
seconds.
want people to think that the ad is. And now the ad is finished, so I can skip this ad because I watched it. So Korty, as you can see, I give you some sense. You know.
I'm overthinking, I'm overthinking, I'm overthinking, my life is overthinking.
Because you inspire a whole lot of youths, you inspire me. As fuck, you're shitting me. In other words...
All right, I'm going to end there. It's what, just a couple of seconds, I'll be like 15 seconds before it finishes. I actually think. Is there anything here? No, there's nothing there. Subscribe. Hey, listen. So, that is Korty EO. And I'm sure by now you've seen that I'm totally in love with Korty's content. I've watched a bunch of other videos from her channel. I watched the video I actually wanted to do a reaction to was where the one she said you don't need inspiration. And I just couldn't do that one because the effect I got from watching this particular first video was very different from what I got to watch that one, because now I'm watching like a friend. Something about the social media internet thing is that you find someone, you watch their video, and then you feel like you know them as you watch their videos. For me, one thing she said about, like her whole life is on the internet and all that stuff. What I started doing when I was, the way I started writing in 2012, when I started doing journalism, I started on my blog, Kamga has a blog. I wrote a lot of personal stories about breakups and relationships and poetry and all that good stuff. And that changed over time. Like right now, for example, I'm doing reaction videos. So you get a lot of my perspective. You don't get a lot of my personal life because over time, my view has changed about that. So that's probably the one thing where I'm like, Korty, I don't agree. You can still make good stories without telling your personal stories because people are weird. And life, you never know where life is going to go. But all in all, first thing, hey, if you haven't subscribed to Korty's channel, go and watch her videos. I really think that you're going to find a video that resonates with you that will give you a reason to subscribe to her channel. She posts once a week, unlike some of us that try to post every day, but I think it's great. And I loved Korty's content. I think she does amazing. And I think producing this kind of content from Nigeria, she interviewed one lady who likes to dance sensually. She did one about Valentine's Day not being necessary. And the microphone she's holding, I've been trying to find the microphone somewhere. I cannot find it. I don't have much to say about Korty, honestly. Let's look into the videos. I actually have a lot to say, but let's look into the comment section to see. It's at 181 subs, right? 81 views. Why I keep saying subs? And look at the comment. She says, "Man, I've been thinking of what to say, and I have no idea how a lot of people relate to this, but it's made me feel stronger. Thank you guys so much. This feels surreal." P.S. Ibadan is a large city, but compared to Lagos, its population is small. That's kind of what I meant. Lol. Literally to the 1%. Yeah, somebody always says those things on YouTube, right? YouTube usually doesn't really recommend. I guess you mean YouTube doesn't usually recommend these videos from YouTubers like us. So I'm happy, and that's how I felt because I hardly find videos by other creatives who are on the continent who make me realize that I'm not crazy. And that the excitement that I feel about making things, about working on things that I care about is not just me. There are other people who share that. And that's a really good thing. For that, I'm grateful for the internet. And you have, hey, look at Tayo. I did a reaction video to Tayo Ayena's video where a Nigerian real estate entrepreneur built an $800 million estate, luxury estate. So you can check out our video in my reactions playlist. I'm probably going to put it somewhere here or there, one of those places. Yep, recommended. So that's the thing about YouTube. I'm not going to make this video longer than it needs to be. I really think you should check out Korty's content. I don't know how you felt about my reaction. It was pretty much basic because I'm a fanboy, as you can see. And I think that she's going to blow up because she's a good storyteller. Her stories are relatable. She has a growth mindset. She sets boundaries. She doesn't care about what you feel about her. From my impression of hers, she would say what she has to say and do what she has to do. And I watched one video where she was talking about where the contest that she participated in. Jack Conti, the founder of Patreon, launched a contest. It was $50,000 contest, and she was sick, but she still did it. Go watch the video. I don't have to give any spoilers, but she's still able to push through from Nigeria, which compared to Cameroon, I don't know how. I mean, I haven't been to Nigeria, so I cannot really compare, but anybody who is creating from Africa has a hard time because, power, internet, and just equipment. If this microphone gets bad, I can order one on Amazon and then I'll get another one in a couple of days. Like, that's literally. But if you have your camera and it gets broken, before you get another camera, you either have to find somebody who's traveling. Like, it's really difficult to create on the continent, 100%. So seeing people like her making things and getting to this point where you're getting picked up by the algorithm, I am so excited for the future of content creation. I'm so excited for the future of African creators, and I'm really happy for her. And I think that you should go subscribe to her channel. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching my reaction to Korty EO. Moved out of my parents' house. Now I'm jobless at 22. I think this was a well-made video that shows where she is right now. And I cannot wait to see how she's going to grow over time as a storyteller, as a human being, as a creator, to where she's going to be in the future. So if you like this reaction and you want me to make another reaction to any other content creator or something that you find on the internet you think that I could make a reaction to, don't hesitate to leave a comment. I would like to thank Thee again for recommending that I do this reaction. I thought that was a pretty cool move. And I always do reaction. Like I have a bunch of reactions that I'm recording and keeping. When when you make the recommendations, I always go back and check those. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't liked the video yet, like it if you do, dislike it if you don't. Leave a comment if you want us to have a conversation. I always respond to comments, and I look forward to talking with you. In the meantime, stay well. Have a great day, my friend, and thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one.